Today we are at Independent Repair and Tire Pros, the owner, and Mike Grady, the GM. Jim is actually getting ready to retire. He's actually retired. And we are going to go inside. We're on Artesia Boulevard right near Inglewood. And we're going to go inside and meet the guys and learn all about Independent Repair and Tire Pros. So let's take a look. Hey guys. Hey Mike. Hi ladies. You guys are the glue that make it all happen. And we are inside Independent Repair and Tire Pros. And there's Chen, the owner. So we are going to have a little chat. Jim and Mike, if you're available. So this is their very spacious lobby area. And then this really pretty waiting room, where they have this wonderful chair that you can get a massage while you're waiting. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. We really appreciate it. This is one of definitely my go-to shops for
50, because we started out in the early 70s.
Okay. In and out, so I'm not really sure what we're going to end up with, but hopefully it'll be perfect. So, Jim, how did you get started in the business?
Well, working for the Honda dealer in Inglewood, California, I was racing motorcycles at the time and had my own little building in Hawthorne that I was renting. And one day in the early 73, a fellow mechanic, John Modesti, came to me and said, "Jim, I know you're renting this building over here in Hawthorne and you're not utilizing all the square footage, so can we start a Honda repair shop?" And I actually told him no, because I was racing, going to El Camino College, working. And he said, "Well, let me rent part of the building from you and I'll start the repair shop." So I like the idea of splitting the rent.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's how Independent Repair started. And after a few months, though, he gave up, and it became mine. And the Yellow Page ads came out in the phone book, and people kept calling like crazy. So I decided to reopen and hired a couple mechanics and start working on Honda cars and Honda motorcycles, and that's how it all started.
So when you started, you were focused mostly on imports.
Right, it was Honda motorcycles and Honda cars.
Okay.
Strictly. And within a year, we outgrew that location. And 1975, we moved the shop here to Redondo Beach, and kept on going and getting a lot larger and more employees. And so now we're here serving the community.
Yeah, for almost 50 years. Wow. And Mike, when did
a teenager, just got my driver's license, had an English Ford Cortina.
Oh.
My father was a very strict man from Nebraska and wanted me to be a man and take care of my own affairs.
Mm-hmm.
So my little car had a lot of problems and I knew nothing about cars. So I went to a local auto shop and they told me that my car needed this and that, and they did about $500 worth of work on it, which in 1976 would be $1,500.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And building, painting addresses on curbs. The car ran still bad, smoke coming out the back, and I was really frustrated. I went back to them. They did another $500 worth of work on it.
Wow.
And I had no idea what they were doing. I just trusted them like most people have to do with their auto mechanics.
Exactly.
So they did that work. 2 weeks later, the car is running bad again, smoke coming out the tailpipe. I go back to them, and they tell me the car needed what was called a ring and valve job, or a basic motor overhaul.
Oh, wow.
And that was not uncommon on cars in the 60s and 70s. And I was really upset, and I told the owner, I said, I may be just a dumb teenager, But if you'd have told me up front that my car was going to cost $1,600 to fix, I would have got another car.
Right.
I would never. And now what do?
Right.
I'm in at $1,000. I need $600 more to fix it. At that point, I called my dad, told him what happened. My dad said, "Bring the car home. I'll meet you at the house." He met me at the house with a Shilton manual in hand, and we went down and bought some tools. And he says, "Son, we'll do a father-son project and rebuild it." We did that. Shortly after, I was working on all my buddies' cars from high school, and we started into the mechanic industry.
Right.
Support automotive technician, taking care of all the equipment that keeps aircraft in the air. After that, I got out of the Navy in 1981. I bought a small shop in Southgate doing Honda cars.
Up the Honda
cars,
connection.
Yep. Honda cars were not real popular in Southgate at that time. That was an area that we had a lot of Chevys.
Uh-huh.
So I went looking for a Honda shop, and I found Jim's shop here in Redondo Beach. And this was 1985. I sold my shop, and I came here with intent to buy Jim out. Well, a little bigger property and business than I could really afford. Jim and I worked things out. Shortly after, Jim had a pretty major accident and took some time off, and I started helping him to run the business and have been here since 1985.
And now, I mean, this is a really great transition time, right? Because, Jim, now you are retiring independent repair, right?
Exactly.
I mean, Mike's always been the face. And, you know, Jim, I know you really from a lot of your community outreach because I know you mostly from NRBBA. You attend all the NRBBA meetings, and I know you are a Rotarian as well. And you also offer a discount to Redondo Beach Chamber members.
Yes.
So you're very active in the chamber too.
Oh, yes. Yep. Well, trying to get back to the community because that's what keeps us going is the people in the community. And it doesn't hurt to help the library, wherever I can. And Mike, too, I got him into CERT. And he became very active in CERT, and then Relay for Life. Mike has done a lot of stuff for the community also. So,
yeah, I think that's why I'm here is because of your community connections. And as Mike said, it's so important to be able to trust your the person that you're entrusting your car to, because we have to trust you. So I think all that community involvement really pays off too.
Yes. Makes us feel good that we're doing something for the world.
Yeah, I mean, not only building your business too, right? So that's really a very kind of organic way to build your business. And, I think it's really fun too. Personally, I'm involved with the community a lot too, and it's fun. Yeah. Do you have any specialties here, or is it kind of, I know it used to be just imports, but now pretty much all vehicles?
So back in the early days, when Jim started the shop, he basically, when
right.
the first Honda cars came out, they used motorcycle engines in them. They called them a 600. And Jim, being a motorcycle mechanic, jumped right into them. As the first Honda actual water-cooled engine came out in 1973, he started working on those, and it progressed. The first Hondas nobody wanted to work on. They had unusual motor configurations. They got good gas mileage because of what they called their CVCC engine. But other mechanics didn't want to work on them, so we kind of had a monopoly. Everybody sent their work to us. Time progressed. Everybody started working on Hondas. Hondas became like other cars. And today, most cars blend together. If you can work on any of the cars, you can survive in this business and work on them. There's some that are more complex than others, but basically, everything's so complex that it's beyond what a do-it-yourself mechanic can do anymore. So for us, we now do everything on every make of car, pretty much except exotics and large trucks. With that being said, we about 5 years ago took on a Tire Pros franchise. So we now do tires, and we're competitive with the Costco's and America's Tires and Tire Depots and other tire stores. We have Walmart out there.
All right.
And we can be competitive with all of them.
Wow.
We now understand tires and can really match the tire that's right for you. There's many things to consider with tires, with being how many miles you drive a year, how long you're going to keep the car, what kind of driving that you do, whether you take it off-road or in the snow and ice, and, of course, budget. And so what I do is I help to match the proper tire to the consumer and the car that they're driving. That would be kind of a specialty for us. And a lot of our customers come from that tire world, come here, see that we're really knowledgeable in the tires, and then figure if we know that much about tires, we probably know about the cars that we've been working on for 50 years. So they come back.
And I don't know if this is a new specialty because of the whole catalytic converter theft situation, but that's why I'm here today, is to get what they call a cat cover on my Prius, who unfortunately the Priuses are really experiencing a lot of catalytic converter thefts. And so that's something that you also offer, is a way to keep that catalytic converter safe, right?
Yeah, so just a few months ago, they sold the catalytic converter off my CRV.
Oh.
So I got to join the club of people that have been ripped off.
Oh, no.
And they make a variety of methods to protect catalytic converters, make them too hard to get so that these look onto something else. We offer that service and would be glad to help you with that if you're concerned and you park your car outdoors. It's something that you...
And especially a Prius owner, right? Because
Priuses are really bad right now. Actually, Honda CRVs are as well. Both of us, you and I, we have that in common.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Priuses are back ordered on the catalytic converters and can run upwards of $2,000 or $3,000. So
it's worth it to spend a few $100,
$400 or $500,
yeah,
and have them theft proof.
Yeah, definitely. So service is really exceptional. Is there anything special you do to, make sure you have great customer service? I know your team here has been here a very long time, so obviously, keeping the employees are happy is important to great customer service, right? And the mechanics and everything.
So customer service is an area that you really can't teach. And those that try and teach it, it's not true customer service. The difference is I care about every customer that comes in here. I listen to every customer's situation, what they might be in, where their budget is at, what their goals are, and what they want to accomplish. I don't go in and try and make their car new or restore their car on a first visit. When they come in, we'll take care of those things that are really important, and then we'll work within their budget. Now, we have people that live in Manhattan Beach and PV and are doing really well, and they come in and drop their keys on my desk and say, whatever it needs, Mike, just do it. I don't even need to call them. Whatever it needs, we do it. We have other customers in it. Right now we call them coronavirus poor. They have no job. They're living on the Social Security and different situations, and we help them to make their car safe and dependable, and then we work within that budget to accomplish one or two things a year and keep their car going for a long term. If they can't really afford the repairs on their car, they really can't afford a new car either. So it's one of the situations that we're aware of. What I think sets us apart from a lot of people is that we're compassionate with our customers. We understand their situation. I've been in a bad situation before. I understand it, and I'll be more than happy to work with everybody to try and get your car safe, dependable, and within the budget that you can afford in the time frame that works for you.
And everybody needs to have, a mechanic that they trust. I think that really is what...
We've cut back our hours, and I don't know how the world is going to change here. I don't know if we'll ever be back to longer hours or more days a week. Really, the business will kind of dictate that over time. But right now, it is best to make an appointment, and we try and discourage waiting for more than an hour. If it's a small job under an hour, please come on in. We have this nice waiting area that we're sitting in today. We have sodas and coffee and massage chairs, and we try and do what we can to make your visit comfortable. But more than that, it gets pressure on us, and it's also uncomfortable for you to wait for long periods of time for your car. So yeah, appointments are always preferred.
Okay, great. And then you're closed on Sunday and Monday.
Right, Tuesday through Saturday, right
okay.
Now from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And we're keeping down our overtime and our prices. Our technicians are working from 8 to 4, and yet we keep the office open.
Okay.
However, that does not mean you can't pick up your car later. We took 2 re-litter boxes, put them on our fence, so we can lock your keys in the re-litter box. You can retrieve them from there and pick up your car anytime after hours. And we also have an early bird drop-off.
Right. I've used the early bird drop-off before. That's really convenient. Is there anything else our audience needs to know that I haven't asked you yet?
I think that in the modern world, with all the reviews available on Yelp and Google, it's something that would be beneficial that if you have any doubt about which shop is right for you, go look at those reviews. I think that our Google ratings right now is 4.9. Really quite high.
Wow.
There are a few clients that we can't make happy. When somebody comes in and they have a nail in the shoulder of their tire, and we tell them they can't repair it, and Joe's shop up the street says that they can, there's nothing that we can do. We work under the Tire Manufacturer Association's guidelines, and when it's non-repairable, it's because it's dangerous. And some shops will still do that, and if they do that, they put themselves and the motoring public at risk. I won't do it, and that might get me a bad review here and there. But you know what? It's what I have to do. It's safety first and then all else.
Right.
The other thing that I'd like to talk about for just a minute is when it comes to auto repair shops, let's face it, the dealers are blowing it. The dealer would be your number one choice to go to for all auto repair, except they make 3 mistakes. The first one, they sell people things that they don't need. I can't tell you how many times in any given month that clients come here and tell me, the dealer said I need brakes. The dealer said I need this hose. The dealer says I need this water pump. The dealer says I need these shocks. We check the car and it doesn't need those things. And we take the customer out and we'll show them on the car so that they have no doubt. And then at that point, they're not going back to the dealer anymore.
Right.
Because they're selling them things they don't need.
Right.
The second thing is they overcharge. Now I understand they have a bigger overhead, but some of their prices are ridiculous. And us being independent, we're not bound by franchise to buy only the genuine parts.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes brakes and other things, we can buy products that are better than what came on your car. Let me tell you, there's no race car out there running a set of GM brakes. They've got Brembos, they've got the good brakes on there. And we can offer those products a lot of times at a huge savings.
Okay.
Catalytic converter would be another one. Aftermarket catalytic converters work just as good as OE ones, and they're a lot less money, saving you sometimes $1,000.
Wow.
Above and beyond that is the final thing that keeps people from going to the dealer. They forgot customer service.
Right.
Everybody's a number. They rush them in, they rush them out. They don't even look over the cars anymore. When you come here, we offer a courtesy vehicle inspection on every car that comes in. We never charge for it. We don't charge for brake inspections. And we're here to help you. The dealer is there to help make money for them.
Right. Well, thank you so much. We'll make sure we put all of your information, your Facebook page, your website, your phone number, your address, everything in the show notes so that people can easily contact you to make an appointment. And I have to say, on behalf of NRBBA and me, Mickey Marafino, I am so thankful that you're in our neighborhood and that you're part of our community. And I only live about a mile away from here, so if I need to drop off my car and I don't have a ride, I can easily walk home. So I love that too. So thanks again, Jim and Mike. Really appreciate you speaking with us today.
Thank you.